Hello guys, welcome to Mitch Gosling TV channel. We're at Monster Gym, training some hamstrings. I'm going to get straight onto the lying leg curl. I will show you an alternative exercise to this, guys, okay? But because you don't really see a lot of these in the fitness gyms and stuff now, there's just a bit of a, you know, a write-up about causing problems with lower back and etc, etc. But they're still in the bodybuilding gyms. I think they're an amazing exercise if done with controlled manner. So we're just going to go for 3 warm-up sets to really get my hamstrings nice and warm. So it's basically 3 sets of 12. Can you see, guys, it looks like it's the middle of winter, as it almost is. I'm all wrapped up again. I say same again, my legs are not covered because my legs do keep nice and warm. So, and you can see there, guys, I'm just stretching my toes, stretching out, stretching down, touching my toes. And all I'm doing then is just moving, so I'm getting a bigger range of movement to get the stretch through the actual hamstring. So it's quite an active stretch. So we're going to go back on another 2 rounds of the hamstring, lying hamstring curl. And then I'll do 3 rounds of heavy. I won't do all the heavy rounds. Same again, I don't want to make it too long-winded and boring. It's just to give you an idea, guys, because I know what it's like. If you're doing 6 sets, it can be a bit mad. So, as you can see, it's really controlled. I'm actually taking it right the way down, so you can see I'm getting a nice stretch there as well. And what I'm doing, I'm bringing my toes towards my body, okay? So, it's dorsiflexion, as I've mentioned before. I'm bringing my toes towards my face, just so I'm actually stretching the calf, the gastrocnemius at the bottom, and going into the hamstrings as well. So, we're getting a full range of movement, okay? So, just increasing the weight slightly as I go through these warm-up sets. Same again, I always do a nice bit of stretching in between. So it's just touching my toes, giving them a good stretch out, holding, moving. I try not to do ballistic, which is bouncing stretching, because I think that can be quite naughty if you're not careful. So same again, feet up. I'm just bringing my toes back towards my face. So I'm stretching through the gastroc as well. And obviously the back of my hamstrings, which is the main area we're focusing on today. And as you can see, sometimes I lean into it and just drop my head down. That's obviously going to give me a better stretch. It also stretches my erector spinae, my lower back out as well. And I just feel this really loosens me up. As I say, I do a bit of yoga once a week as well, obviously to help my lower back, help my hamstrings, because they're an area that I'm really targeting this year to really thicken up, to get my stage presence and obviously to get my actual physique up from the stage. So last round, warm-up round, before we go into the heavy set. Same again, I don't rush my warm-ups, okay? Just take your time. It's not a race. And just get the actual blood into the area that we're going to be working. So it's just squeezing back. And then we're just going to start hitting our heavy sets. So I'll give you just one heavy set, and then we move on to our next exercise. Now all I'm doing here is I'm actually slightly bending my knees, and you find it'll actually stretch higher up towards the glutes, okay? So right at the tip of the hamstrings, we were stretching there. So we're just going on a heavier set now. So these going to be around about 8 reps. I'm starting to hit now. So we're just getting a good squeeze. Same again, it's nice controlled, man. I'm not getting too much tension in my lower back. I say if you had a spotter, you could get some guys to sort of give you a little touch at the top just to get a nice hold, squeeze, contraction, which I feel really brings the actual muscles out as well. So same again, I'm just pushing my bum back, slightly bending my knees, as you can see, and I'm getting a really good stretch there. So now we're going to go into the seated. This is seated like a hammer strength, so it's disc loaded, not heavy, nicely controlled squeeze movement, and I'm just tucking my heels into my hamstrings. So you can see it's just very, very controlled. Same again, we're just going to go for the 8s, nice squeeze. Nice controlled manner. That could have been 12 actually, but then we're going to go straight into the stretch. Now this is a lovely stretch, guys, and as I said before, you know, there's not a lot of guys out there that sort of actually practice a lot of stretching and can actually touch their toes. So just make sure that you keep your flexibility up. It's very, very important. So same again, just you can see sometimes a tendency to wobble my legs around a little bit. It's just that I feel it loosens them up. It's a bit like immobilisation. So I'm just getting myself immobile to get myself ready for my workouts. And so I do like to do quite a bit of stretching. You can see I'm actually holding on to the back of the rest. I just feel this is a comfortable position, personal preference. You do have handles by the side that you can hold on to. you might feel more comfortable. So don't copy everything I do. It's entirely up to you guys if you want to try it. That's what I'm doing this all for, so you can try my way, see how you feel. But say you do have handles at the side, okay? So same again, it's really controlled manner. So we're getting different angles in here just so you can see what we're actually doing. So same again, you can see I'm pulling my toes towards my face. As I said, this gives a lovely stretch. When I go to the top like now, you get that nice stretch for the whole of the hamstrings and the calves, okay? And like I say, we're just giving a nice controlled movement. It's quite explosive on the way down. We try and control it on the way up. And then I lean forward and this is stretching my lower back as well. Okay, so I'm just really pulling my toes back. So that's basically just 3 rounds in there. So seated hamstring curl, same again, always stretching. Okay, so we're going to go into, I showed you before, this is the lock grip. And you can see I'm not doing stiff leg, this is slight bent leg. Okay, this actually I feel gets a nice range, gets right into the top of my hamstrings. And you can see I'm leaning back like a deadlift. I'm actually squeezing my glutes. So I'm really flexing my glutes out as well. So straight into stiff leg deadlifts. And so we're just going to hit a few rounds on that as well. So same again, I don't go silly heavy at the moment. So it's controlled manner. See from the side, my back's nice and straight. I'm going just below my knees. Just fire it up. Really controlled, hyperextension, but as you can see, it's very smooth. It's a squeeze. I'm not jerking it up. Okay, so it's really controlled. And you find that my feet are around about shoulder width apart. And same again, I always drive through my heels, push through my heels. Same again, give them a good stretch. So you can see I just do loads of stretching. I do stretching pre-workout, post-workout. I really feel this is something you should be doing. Now, this is an alternative I want to give you guys. Not everyone has got a lying hamstring curl, so you can try this. Okay, just get the dumbbell between your feet. It's actually quite an art getting it up. If you try it, you might look a bit silly in the gym, but give it a few practices. And all we're doing is really stressing the hamstrings, but you might find it does actually really fire the muscles up in the feet because they're actually gripping onto the weight. If it's not too cold, you can actually do this just with your socks on. Don't go barefoot because you don't observe around the gym these days, guys. So you can have this as an alternative as a lying leg curl. Okay, I think this is a brilliant exercise. And you can see it's shorter movement. But if I go too low, that dumbbell will slip out of my feet. I mean, sometimes I wear my Vibrams, they can grip onto them quite well. But you can see it really is quite direct. And I'm actually really flexing my calves through this. So, and I mean, to be honest with you guys, if you can hit your calves as much as possible, that's brilliant. So I don't mind a little bit extra work on my calves. Straight in. So that's the dumbbell line curl. So basically it's just line. You can actually decline the bench. Where we've got a flat bench there, you can actually drop it down and get even more of range of movement on there as well. So decline is quite good because you'll be bringing it up against the decline, so it's quite hard. So now I'm doing a single leg deadlift, okay? I'm keeping my leg slightly bent. This is going to work for your lower back as well. So it's the same leg. You can do this with kettlebells. And all I'm doing is taking the dumbbell to the side of my body and then I take it round to the front. And it's basically touching your toes. But be very careful. So again, I can drop these weights on these mats. They don't make a noise at all. So nobody's going to turn around and start looking at me, thinking I'm a gym jerk. So just very controlled manner, guys. So we're just taking it same again. I've got my feet on the back of the bench. I prefer to have my feet as they are. Some people have their foot flat laying on the bench, but I prefer to just lean on the bench and I'm doing my single leg. Okay, so just straight through, single leg. I'm trying to keep my arm to the side. Okay, just so we can get that stretch. So it is actually quite a hard exercise. So as you can see, I've got all different ways of doing my stretching. Wherever I can stretch, I'll stretch, because at the end of the day, well, I can just walk around and do nothing. So I'd rather actually just stretch. So we're going to go into single leg hammer strength curl. Okay, we're just going to hit our 8 sets. We're going to do, 8 reps. We're doing 3 sets of 8 reps. It's really controlled, very lightweight. I actually find when I go nice and light, I actually find that I have to control the weight a lot better. Okay, so I've done quite a bit of hamstrings. So we just really controlled movement, 3 rounds, minimum rest, really controlled, and just taking that heel right into the bum, as far into the bum, the glutes as you can go. So it's a line position again. So I just basically try not to get any tension in my lower back, just keeping myself pinned. I'm actually looking back at seeing the actual movement through the whole of my limbs and my legs, just making sure everything was in line. So same again with stretching in between. We're going to go on to do just work on a bit of glutes now. So I showed you this a few weeks back. So this is basically going to be 3 rounds of 20 reps. Okay, so nice and high to really stimulate the glutes. It's a very big muscle. Okay, guys, so I'm just getting a good old squeeze. And sometimes when I touch the area that I'm actually working, I'm just trying to feel the muscle. I feel that then obviously I connect with it a lot better. So it's just learning to contract and squeeze. That's all I'm feeling for, to make sure I'm squeezing as hard as possible. So basically we're going to do 3 rounds on this. We're going to take the weight up just slightly each set. It's very light, it's not heavy. So again, we're going to give a little bit of stretching in between if I can, just making sure. So the hamstrings have been worked quite hard. And same again, I'm wobbling the legs. It's just, I just help, it mobilises the muscles. As I said before, it just really does help get a bit of blood out of the muscles. So we basically do 3 rounds on this. So I'm making sure my heels are the same level on the pads. Very controlled movement, just nice and squeezed, and I'm keeping myself upright. So I'm pushing myself away from the pad. As you can see, I'm just feeling my glutes again to make sure I'm squeezing them as hard as possible, to make sure I'm getting the most effective movement, my range of movement. Okay, so, well, just want to say, guys, thanks again for obviously viewing my videos, and I'm really grateful for all the support from you guys and subscribers. So basically, if you can subscribe, follow and comment on my videos, and also follow me at Mitch Gosling on my Twitter account and also my Facebook account. You can follow me on there, guys. And thanks again for taking your time to look at my videos. Cheers, bye.